we're really, really happy to have 3 amazing women here to share expertise across different industries. And we're just very happy to bring them back together to share some of the questions that we really want to ask.
Yes.
So the first question is, since you guys are in very different industry, there is overlaps, but very different. Do you have can you share a one challenge you constantly meet, but then you can overcome? Yeah. Who wants to start? Seems like a tough question. Yeah, it's a challenging question.
Yeah, but just to say whatever you want to say and to share your tips with them.
I can share something. So I was just asked a question about something similar about consistency. I feel like that's hard for everybody, right? So that's a challenge. You constantly have to meet as a content creator. How do I stay consistent? How am I posting every day? How am I interacting with my audience? And I feel like the best solution for that is drafts. Have drafts, batch create, have your captions ready to go, have your images ready to go. Take one day out of the week, clean it all up, have it ready to go. Every day you have something to post. So even if you're tired, even if it's a long day, even if you have just other things going on in your life, you always have content ready to go.
I think that's really, really important. So I started to create content 16 years ago, and I share how to get into college. I share career advice, and I do live streaming. So when I started, there were 2 people, 3 people watching, and I do it constantly. And then finally, after 10 years, it's grown to 200K people watching me online at the same time, but I still do. So the consistency is really, really important, and which is very difficult. Yeah. So add up to that, my point to do it is I think it's a practice for my teaching skill. So I keep doing it. So it's not just of course, it's for the audience, but for my own benefit as well. Yeah. So for you, what makes you be persistent?
I think it's a mix of both. I do it for myself because I want to show up. I want to hold myself accountable. I know my audience wants to see me. They don't, it's where did you go? Where did you go? I'm here, I'm present. And I also do it for my audience because they're also holding me accountable. They're there for a reason. They want to hear you. They want to see you. So keep showing up for them.
Yeah, but you usually feel comfortable to showing up yourself, showing up your everything with the audience.
Yeah, I mean, you get comfortable in it. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't wake up one morning and you're comfortable doing it. It's the more you do it, the more you ease into it, the more you're I want you to think about when you go on a first date. You're super nervous, right? You're there, oh, am I going to say the right thing? Am I going to do the right thing? Does my hair look right? It's the same thing. But as you do it, as you date the person, you get comfortable. Now all of a sudden you're on camera with your hair in a bun. You just crawled out of bed. Your room is a mess. For some of us, not all of us. Some of us, we stay very polished. But, I want you to think of it that way. You keep showing up. You enjoy it. And it doesn't matter if you're having a good day or a bad day. Do it.
Okay, just do it. Doesn't matter.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah, another tagline today. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Advice.
So how about you?
So I have experience working in a lot of different legacy companies, which are large and sometimes siloed, and a lot of departments that don't always talk to each other. So that's the obstacle. How do we all talk to each other and not do redundant work and make things happen as quickly as possible? That's really the goal. I find that sometimes, with the right blessings, because you don't want to go around your teammates, but with everyone's blessings, sometimes it really does help to kind of cut to the top or to the mid-top and find the person who's actually doing this stuff, making these decisions, and just put some evidence in front of them, this is worth doing if you want to consider this. If they're curious, they might want to meet with you and actually push something through a lot faster than if you go through all the processes.
Yeah, so sometimes when I do some interview, if I have no prepare for something, I just feel very panic. How do you feel when you face some very current, very sudden issues?
Oh, you mean a work emergency?
Yeah.
How do I feel? Panic.
Panic, yeah.
No, totally relatable feeling. I think this is when I rely on the expertise of the people around me. I'm lucky to have really smart coworkers, and everyone kind of puts their heads together to solve the problem. I think going to your team is one of the best ways.
Yeah, team maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this also has to do with stage of life. I'm now, have to say, midlife.
Still young, still young.
Thank you. Yeah, so for me, I think it's how to be you, stay true to yourself, and also do something different, innovative, you feel meaningful, and how to ignore noises, and how to differentiate when is a noise, when is true feedback, and still stay true to yourself and accomplish the goal you want to go, where you are hiding to. A lot of people may not like you, some people may like you but doesn't like your idea, right? So how do you really just choose when to listen, when to ignore, and be you. At this part, I am still thinking and learning, but I think it will be constant challenge, but I feel more comfortable now than before.
That's a really good point.
Professor.
Like when to ignore voices, when to say no, it's actually quite hard, especially for women in the workplace. To say no, sometimes it's harder. It's according to research, not me, but of course. And another question. So say our audience today is relatively young. Yeah. So if there is a young people come to you, say, "Oh, I want to join your industry today. I want to selecting the major you select before. Can you share some pros and cons about your industry or the major you select?"
I can go first, this one. Education is really a rewarding journey. Every day I'm learning. I'm learning from my student, I'm learning from the fact I'm teaching because I need to over-prepare, and also the process. This is very rewarding and to help people grow. So if you are one of those people who like it, there'll be really, really enjoyable journey. The downside is money. You can see your student make a lot more money than you. I'm happy for them. That's all. So I think that's although some people are much smarter at bridging both worlds, but I'm the one I really enjoy staying this lane. I know that's
your passion.
Yeah, that's my passion. That's what I prefer. I'm stick to it. But
yeah,
yes,
I can strongly relate because right now it's graduation season. So every graduate season, I have so many students invite me to their graduation ceremony, and sometimes I'm their temp parent because some of their parents cannot fly to the U.S. So I feel so proud. I call them my kid, even though they're so big. So I call them my kid. So every year I feel so proud for them. That special moment. But I do know it's actually really difficult when you have to always constantly over-preparing. And in education, so your GPA actually really matters. So when I was in grad school, 4.9 is very low. Have to get a 4.0, or how you can teach other people, right? Like when you get the teaching certificate. So I would say that's the downside. You have to constantly go back to school thinking about another degree, another certificate. But that's a very sincere sharing. Yeah.
So in being a content creator, you can do any degree you want. You can do, I mean, that's the biggest pro of it, is you can study veterinary to be a vet. You can study to be a doctor. You can study to be, to print media, whatever it is you want to do, you have an opportunity to talk about it. So it doesn't matter what degree you get. Get the degree, be educated on your topic, and then you can share that with your audience. So that's a big pro. Anybody in any field with any degree can become a content creator. The downside is when you are a content creator, the pay is not always consistent, and you have to be prepared and know money management. So one tip of advice is while you're in school, if you're still in school, take a course, take a class, take something on money management and how to understand that field of it, because if you don't portion out your money correctly, it's going to be hard, because one month you could make $10,000 and then the next month make nothing. So you have to understand that.
So you mean as a social media creator, you can do everything you like. You don't need to have a PhD or a master degree.
Well, I mean, it's good if you do, because the more educated you are on something, the more you can share. I mean, there's so many people I follow that are in the education field that have master's degrees, that have PhD, that have these things, and they're really able to share that knowledge in digestible forms that maybe somebody watching can't afford to go to college, but they're learning from that person. So in a way, everybody can kind of be a teacher. So it's important to get those degrees so then you can share the most accurate information with your audiences. You know, a lot of people think social media is just dancing or this. There's so much education on there. You know, so
at least you know something and you educate people. Then you can be their content creator. But you have to do, just you mentioned it, we have to do some like money management, right? Financial issues.
That's very important. And I really like how Nikki shared, like sometimes you didn't know like what kind of content could be really fun. So I assume most of you heard Mr. Beast, right? Like one of the YouTuber has the most following right now. So the way he got viral is he started to count number from 1 to 10,000 nonstop.
Count number.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of education for that, just counting in front of the video. But then he did that. When you count 1 to 10, no one cares. When you count 1 to 10,000, you go viral on internet. So it's more about you really take you the guts and then the time to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I think that's a really, really great.
Degree or no degree you can, but it's like I always say, like if you can get the degree, do it. There's always opportunities. And then you'll also have something to fall back on. If social media doesn't work out, you'll be able to have something substantial behind it too.
Quickly adding to that, would you mind to share how content creator actually make money?
Yes. So as a content creator, there's a lot of different ways you can make money. Brand deals, where a brand reaches out directly to you and says, hey, we want you to create X piece of content and we're going to pay you Z amount of money. Another way is the platforms themselves can pay you. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they all have creator affiliate programs where they'll pay you directly. So you can essentially get paid twice. Then there's also commission based, where a brand will say, hey, I'm going to pay you in commission. So if you make X amount of sales, you get this much money. Essentially, if you're doing all of those things, you can be making a livable amount of money. Never put all your eggs in one basket. Continue to explore different ways to make money. There are platforms out there that can connect you with brands, like obviously. There's a few other ones, but that one is pretty decent. Captivate. These are different websites that will say, okay, here's the brand, here's the creator, this is how you can negotiate money. But there's a lot of money to be made out there, and if you're putting your passion out there, a brand will find you and want to collaborate with you. But if they don't come to you, you can message them, DM them, email them. If you go to an event, this is why networking is so important. Being in rooms like this is so important, because you never know who you're going to meet. And you can meet someone that maybe knows someone that works for a company that you love and is your dream brand to work with. So network, email, put yourself out there.
That's sharing the secret. So that's the part to take notes. You know, like
and take
really.
away.
Yeah, because a lot of my students ask me like, how do I pick a major? Do I follow my dream? Do I follow the money? What do I do? And I appreciate the speakers share about the payment, the income side. That's the reality check over there. And I always say to my students, you need to find the intersection between money, like among money and then passion and pain. How much pain you're willing to suffer for this job. Because if you can make all the money in the world, but it's too much pain for you, you cannot do it, then it's meaningless, right? You can do it one day, but not long. That's it. But if you only follow the passion, but there's no money there, you can also not sustain your life. So one quick example I want to share is one of my students really want to become a Broadway singer. And he had this long-going battle with the parents because the parents like, no, engineer school, business school, pick one. Or you can be a dentist. So that's what his parents said. So I said, well, what about you explore a little bit and then maybe follow like shadowing a Broadway singer for a day to see the reality out there. And the first day after he actually shadowed the Aladdin for Broadway, he said, yeah, it's a really tough job.
Tough job.
I don't want to do it. Yeah.
really?
So yeah, talk to the people in the industry. That's why I want to bring you guys here, because you guys share the real, authentic experience
Yes.
and let people know the bright side of this industry, also the
Yeah.
downside of the industry.
Yeah. Sometimes people just saw the bright side, just say from outside. They don't really know when you go inside what the real fear is like.
Yeah, so I feel like you guys are doing something you really love. So when you mention it, right, there is a sparks in your eyes. And that's something I want all the audience or everyone to have, because sometimes I'm the weird person in the room, because some people hate Monday, but I love it because I love my job so much. I have so much passion about my work. But most people, if you guys saw the memes online, people hate Mondays. People hate, they have so many bombs they want to bring to, like all these funny memes. So I figure if we know enough about the industry that we want to get into, the downside, I'm okay with it. Just like a relationship. It's not perfect, but the downside, I can take it. And then the bright side, I love it so much. So then you will feel happy about this career you're choosing.
Yeah, and you really need to balance that.
Yeah.
Your love, your faith, and you really think about that. The pain.
Yeah, of course.
So would you like you to share some opinions?
Yeah, so much good advice on this couch. We were talking about college majors. I actually did not study media in school. I spent 3 years as a biology major, and I decided the pain was not worth it for me.
Oh.
And I switched into an English major, and that's what I finished my degree with. So what I didn't realize was those 3 years of biology that I did were still experience that I would use. I was at the time thinking that what was on my piece of paper, my degree at the end, would be the focus that I bring to whatever I do next. I didn't know at the time. But little did I know that I would be bringing the scientific method from my biology experience to the work that I do now. So if you're part of an extracurricular now, if you changed your major, if you were part of like your school newspaper or something, that is stuff that you can still bring into your next stuff. It's not just an extracurricular or like your last major. It's all part of one thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. I definitely love that sharing. So the next question, because today we also touch on AI a lot.
Yes.
So for each of you, how do you feel, like if you have experience like using AI, how do you think about AI? We really want to know like some of the ideas. Yeah.
Who want to
How are we
say
using it in like our
your
day-to-day?
Yeah, day to day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Work
So-
life or personal. Yeah.
I know it's a controversial topic, obviously, when it comes to art. I think my opinion is that AI can be a good starting point. I don't think it's the end point. If you use AI to create something visual, I think the human touch is valuable and that you got to still do something to it when it's done. So I really enjoy fashion, and there is a jacket that I've been wanting to design. And so I went to ChatGPT and I was like, let me see if I can make a first mock-up. Can you remind me what the first question is? Because I have opinions on this ChatGPT and how it was using this jacket.
How AI, like how you think of AI and how AI is applied in your life.
Interrupt our current life and media legacy.
So I got a great starting point pretty fast. But what I also found was that, AI is definitely not a perfect tool, and replication is something that it struggles with. So if you tell AI to keep something consistent and then to tweak one thing, you might find that 3 other things are tweaked without realizing it. So it's like it actually takes its own skill set to use it.
Yeah. So like current area, the AI related things are flooding in our life. Yeah. As a media person, I just really want to know, how do you think AI can work for us?
In terms of media,
Yes.
I think I do think it's effective for summarizing. I think it's great to get like 3 sentences to know what happened. But if you want to know why or anything about who is causing whatever happened, that's where I think you got to do your digging. But it can get you over the first hump of like, where do I start learning about this?
Yeah, we have to start learning about and do some research about this. And foreseeing in the following few years, what do you think the new point or the new view for the AI or media company?
You know, that's a good question. I actually have wondered if there might be someone attempting to do just AI-driven journalism as a brand.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if someone tries this at some point. If that does take off, I do think that there will be like two camps: AI-driven journalism and then humans only, and people who really like that.
Yeah, can you imagine like all on CNN, Fox News, or like ABC News owning the AI people or some generated person talking, and everything is AI generated? It's like this, maybe.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like you can't replace, like some writers have such a unique voice. I think that's what people go to certain publications for. I don't think that'll ever go away.
Okay. Yeah, so do you think you still need to create something in the following years?
Yes.
Well, AI can create that for you.
So as a content creator, especially now that AI has released where you can create someone that talks, it's like there's a lot of uses for it on social media. But I feel like when you remove your voice, like you said, if you remove the human element, that is where it doesn't work so much. So it's like, I love using AI when I create content. If I need inspiration for a caption, or I'm stuck, or if I'm like, I need a viral hook for this reel and I can't think of one, I will go to ChatGPT. I will go to AI. If there's an image where I'm like, I need the sky needs to be a beautiful sunshiny day, I cannot have it be rain in the background, you can go to AI and it'll fix it for you. But at the end of the day, it still has to be what you said, your voice. It still has to be you. If it's not you, then it's not.
My voice, like have to be my voice, my face, my image.
Yes.
That makes the difference. Right?
Yes. That's the key. So use AI. Use AI for a lot of things, but don't erase yourself.
That's a good advice.
That I feel a little bit comfortable.
Yeah, I echo that. I think it's very important. For me, because educator, right? So for me, it's three things. One is researcher. When I do research, how I'm going to incorporate AI, still be ethical, but help me uncover new things and be more efficient. And then it's as an educator, how AI would make me a better teacher, more efficient. And then, and the content-wise is also like by design, right? Curriculum design or content, how AI will shape the life of my students in the future and how I help them prepare it. So mostly now I'm thinking these three dimensions all the time, and I attend a lot of events. I try to use it myself, explore them, and also hear what my students are using it for. And I think we all know this here to say it's more how to use it responsibly. I do feel like us as identity, right? So we would, how we still preserve ourselves.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, I started to do AI in education research in 2017. So it heavily impacted every aspect of my life. I use AI to build a personal assistant system. So buying the best flight ticket, booking hotel, like you can actually use Google Chrome and then put all those add up into ChatGPT and actually do the work for you. I do feel like AI can be a really good personal assistant, but definitely not replace you because it doesn't have soul, it doesn't have emotion. And some of the creepy things I encountered is there is a news broadcasting company want to buy my voice. So they say if we buy your voice, we can use your voice to produce a show without you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how you guys feel. I would definitely say no, right? So, but some people that I know, they actually sold their voice to the AI. So this is something happening right now, and this is 5 years ago. People want to buy your voice, and soon for the artists, like entertainment world, there will people buy like the image, the music, and all these things. So I hope like today our conversation can be a little bit thought-provoking, like for you guys to think about, oh, how would AI affect my life, my personal and my work life, or school life, right? And I really appreciate everyone come here to share your personal story. And towards the end of the show, I do want to ask like the audience if anyone want to share like how you feel about the show. What is your takeaway? We would need like a volunteer. Yeah. Anyone? Oh, Steri.
Just hold it. Okay. So when I really like to share like one of my takeaways when Nikki mentioned about consistencies, because I've been trying to producing content on Xiaohongshu and like Bilibili as well. But one of the things I found is very important, very difficult for me is be consistent, because like sometimes you don't have the energy to do that thing, and then you feel like, oh, I want to just take a rest. But like after I reposted my content, the volume doesn't come back, and then also like you don't have those positive feedback from the platform, and then without those feedback, it's less likely for you to reproduce another content. So it's kind of like a virtuous circle. So those are one of the things I learned from today, and really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
We actually have a gift for you. I will give you later. Yeah, we will have a gift for you for our volunteer. And I saw May want to share something as well. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, so much. It's so nice to go to an AI conference where it's like all ladies versus I was like probably the most female-oriented AI group I've seen in a very, very long time. So that's amazing. I'm really glad that the show is able to find good representation there. And I wanted to just mention, I really enjoyed the inspiration, the idea to just do it, because I think AI is so intimidating, and whether you're a professor or whether you're, using it for a big company or whether you're a social media maven, so to speak, it is really scary when you know that AI might be able to produce something better than you can to want to take that first step. So I really, really appreciated you guys speaking to that. That was very inspiring. I have a lot to do now.
Thank you, May. And we appreciate all the speakers for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing our future.
Yay! Thank you. And now, like some of the people here, I know, like some of them new, but I would love to connect some of you guys with each other, because I sort of know like some people might be a good pair in the room. So I will start to do that. And at the meanwhile, please share some food, and if you have questions to ask the speaker, please go ahead and do so. And if you have any question about corporate training, college admission, you can definitely come to me as well. Yeah. Thank you.